So I've let the leather dry overnight after I stretched it over the frame. So let's go to the car and see if it fits, replacing this harmonica. So now it's installed. It looks so much better than the harmonica. It's a very tight fit, so it's really good. So much better. Super bien. So next is to, I'm gonna go, it's Saturday now, it's the next day morning, and I'm gonna go change my front brake pads and might play around with the cluster. I don't know if I have time. And yes, but this is a huge upgrade. So much better. So I've arrived at my workplace. So because I drove the car here, it's hot, it's warm, so I'm gonna start by removing the cluster, connecting the other cluster I bought, and see if the water gauge works on that, and maybe the RPM gauge. So first I have to remove this, then there are like big screws behind this, and you go on the inside and screw them each side, and then we have 4 screws down here, 2 screws up there, then you can remove the frame, and there are 2 more screws up here, and then I can pull it out. So I've connected the other cluster I bought, so now it's the moment of truth to see if the water gauge was broken on my old one. Boom! Now it's working. Now I'm gonna see if it reads RPM. Hello, baby! It's running kind of low RPM, so let's take a look at that. See how it is now. A little bit more. A little bit too high, so still a little high. I think that's fine. Or a little bit more, just so it isn't running so weird. Hell yeah. So now I have to mix these two. Wait. Now I have to mix these two clusters together to keep my kilometer gauge, so everything is good and original. So this is what I'm doing now. I've moved everything over from my old cluster to the one I bought. So everything from my old one except the RPM meter. So why I moved this one, the water temperature gauge, over from the old one is because before I started moving everything over, I moved only the water gauge over to the cluster I bought and put it in the car, switched it on, and the gauge actually works. So the problem must be with the electrical, what's it called, the plate here. So somewhere there must be a burnt connection or something. So now I have to find a way to clean this red off, because I'd rather have it white if I can. So, or maybe I'll have to paint it white, I don't know, but let's see. So this is where I'm at now. So what I've decided to do is that I'm gonna mask off just like the guy did when he painted the needles red, and then paint them white with a paint marker. So let's see how that comes out. Looks okay. I'm gonna go another round for this one, but pretty good. So I did another test. So I took the clock out because the frame from the other board can't be put on here with the clock because there isn't a hole for the pin here that resets or where you can put the right time, adjust time. So I took that out, put the frame on, put it in the car, and the water temp gauge works. So it's not the plate on the old one, it's actually the electric board over here that's broken in the old ones. So I think I'm gonna move everything back from the board I bought, and I'm already moved everything over, move it to the old board because it's fine, and then use this front because it's not for the clock. And I'm gonna remove the chrome rings I already did here, and then I'm gonna glue the glass that was off, glue it on, and make everything good. So the one I bought, it has like a fix here. You can see the burnt burnt connection and someone put a wire between it. So I don't really want to have that if I don't have to, so I'm gonna move everything back to the original board and then just use the new front, or the used front I bought. So trying to have it as good as possible. So everything is onto the original board, and now it's just time to let the paint on the needle dry. Then I have to glue the glass on and let that dry. So while I'm waiting for stuff like this, I'm gonna go and change my brake pads in the front, which are completely finished. So that's up next. Very close to the disc. So it's time to take these carriers and sandblast them, paint them, and put them back with new pads. So now that the pad holders are blasted and painted, it's time to install. For the new pads, I'm gonna use texture like this. It's a metal-free permanent lubricant, and it's not colorful, so it's pretty clear, and it's a little bit yellow, but I'm using this to lubricate where the pads sit, so everything works smoothly and better. car is down, I'm going to install the cluster. So, now that the cluster is connected, let's see if everything works. Well, the cluster is good. Let's finish screwing all the bolts and stuff to make it fasten. And the bolts I was talking about earlier behind are these. So the panel that comes here, it has pins on the back, and this screws there. A lot of people don't that are doing this for the first time don't know that they're there, and maybe break these because they think they just click inside, but these are hidden underneath. So I just finished cleaning the car.